Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Megan, and today I want to give a quick message to those of you who are currently doing isolation or managed isolation or in isolation centres, whatever it's being called where you are. I'm in Novotel, Auckland, and I just wanted to share a bit about my experience, but more so about things that I think help when you're in this situation. Megan, what makes you qualified to talk about these things? Nothing whatsoever. I just think that when you hear it from someone who's actually going through it right now, there's a sense of practicality, there's a sense of realness, and there's I can empathize with what you're going through. First off, let's talk about resources. A lot of effort has gone into making sure that there are ample resources set up around these situations. The structure is there, the process is there. And I'm talking like information resources, resources for mental health, resources for exercising, resources for entertainment, any information that you need, you know, from the littlest of details all the way through to the things that really make an impact on the overall picture of your stay. There are a lot of resources right at your hand, at your disposal, at your hand. When you arrive, you get an information pack, and if you're like me, I've come off a long haul flight that was a little bit overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. I was in line to do the check-in process, got the information pack. I was like, oh great, because I appreciate an information pack, but it was a bit overwhelming at the time because I'd been traveling for about 45 hours. Just let it be for a couple of hours. I think I revisited it that evening, then the jet lag hit, then I looked at it again the next day, then I looked at it again the next day, just a few pages at a time. When you arrive and you get that briefing, you know the day-to-day operation, so it's not like you're going to break any rules or act in an inappropriate way in the meantime while you're coming to terms with all the information. Obviously, I can only talk from personal experience, and everyone's experience will be different. I mean, you've got some people doing this by themselves, some people doing it as a couple, some people doing it as a family, and those dynamics will have a massive impact on the experience. But one thing that I personally experienced was a bit of internal and external pressure. Internal being that I gave myself a long to-do list of things that I could do over this 2 weeks. I've come to day 14. I haven't ticked off all my to-dos. At the end of the day, you just going through this experience is enough, right? That's all you need to do right now. There's nothing else. There's nothing else you need to do. Let's just not put the pressure on ourselves to do more, make use of this time, this free time. And actually that's a point that I want to make in a minute. And also external pressure. The pressure to be healthy, talking to people all the time, being readily available, and just general pressure to act a certain way or be a certain way. I get it, totally get it, because not everyone is going to go through this experience. So everyone's perception of this experience is different as well. So not only are all of us in here right now going through a different experience, everyone on the outside is perceiving this experience differently. And then obviously word of mouth, you know, what people hear from me about the experience will be different to what people hear from my neighbor about their experience. So then everyone has this different perception of what actually goes on in here, and that can create a little bit of pressure. So I just want to say pressure overall, let's just acknowledge it. First of all, acknowledge it, acknowledge how it feels within us. Maybe it's giving us a bit of angst, maybe it's making us feel a bit down, a bit drained, a bit stressed, a bit exhausted, and you know, use those resources. Maybe it's been a day, you know, I'll sleep on it, I'll see how I feel tomorrow. If you're still feeling a bit funny, use the resources, call the numbers that are there for you to talk to, because it is a pressure cooker. So the next thing I want to say is more so for people who have a friend or family member in isolation right now, please don't assume availability of that person's time at any given moment, because what's really important is that, well, I think, is that we sort of establish a routine, like wake up, do some exercise, shower, breakfast, messages, catch up with people, get into some life admin, lunch, you know, maybe watch something or, you know, do some more work. Maybe someone's working from here. Yes, practically speaking, the likelihood is we do have a bit more time on our hands than our usual routine. So it's really hard if people, friends and family, think that, oh, they're doing nothing because they're in isolation. Like, oh, please, what else are you doing? Like, twiddling your thumbs. Like, it's really hard. And of course, like, your friends and family, you can just tell them, look, I'm not available right now. But it does just add to that pressure cooking environment where you just feel like, oh, but like practically speaking, I do have more time, so I should maybe get back to them, or I should answer this call. Just know that their time is still valuable. It's not like you go into isolation and time just becomes this gold mine, you know? So let's just have a bit of understanding about that. And also it's so important to talk like on the other side of it, but maybe make some plans, make some arrangements, check in with them. Hey, when are you free? It really helps if your place is set up with the facilities and the structure to allow visitors or allow drop-offs of like care packages. It totally helps just to see a familiar face and just sit there and chat about who knows what. Even if, and this is where it comes down to communication, maybe this is a separate point. If you are someone who has a friend or family member going through isolation right now, check in and say, hey, are you available in the next couple of days for a quick chat? Or even if you are stressed and you're going through some stuff right now and you don't really have the energy to express to your friend or family member on doing the process that you are thinking about them and you want to chat to them, all you can do, or all you could do, is send them a message and just say, thinking about you. Because honestly, that helps. Even just thinking about you, not even like a question, so you don't feel obliged or you don't feel the pressure yourself to make a conversation with them. You might not know what to talk about yet, you know, it's been a while. That's fine. Just a simple message of thinking about you, can't wait to see you, or thinking about you, full stop. Like, I think it just helps to know that, hey, you are being thought about while you're going through this process, and we can't wait to see you, or, you know, yeah, let me know when you're available for a chat. And then on the other side of it, if you're going through the process right now, communicate with people. If you can only do 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or if someone's offered to come and visit, and say, hey, yeah, that would be fantastic. And then, you know, outline your day. Like, lunch is usually around this time, so maybe could you come between da-da-da and da-da-da, or I might only feel up to like half an hour today, is that all right with you? I know it's a lot of effort to come, you know, just being really super open, because as you're going through the process, it can become a bit harder to process these simple communications that we do on a day-to-day basis, you know, because it is just like a bit tolling. Two more things that I want to say. First off, something that I think helps in general anyway, is when you wake up, let's not overwhelm ourselves with things we need to do or things we want to do for the day. The first thing, the only thing you need to think about, okay, wake up, I'm going to make my bed. I honestly think that's the best way to start the day, because you feel accomplished already. You've done one thing and you feel accomplished. You've done it. And don't think about everything that you need to do. Just think about that one thing. The only thing you need to do right now is make your bed. And then you make your bed. And I mean, we're getting good at the hotel tuck, I tell you. And then after you've made your bed, okay, maybe you want to stretch, maybe you want to exercise, maybe you want to do a full-on workout. Whatever you want to do, move your body in a little bit of a way, get some blood flowing. And yeah, if you can't muster a full workout, fine. Maybe just do some stretches. Wake the body up, okay? Come to terms with your surroundings. Take in the day a bit, I just think. I mean, again, personal opinion, I can't have the news on too much, because it's just, especially in this environment, I just can't. I don't want to just a constant stream of the headlines that are going around right now, let's be honest. So, you know, maybe you dip in and out of that every 2-3 days. If you're a news addict and you love the news, fine, of course, go for it. But maybe just be aware of what you're consuming, and then have a little list for the day, things that you feel like doing, even if it's go for a walk, even if it's message one person, do a crossword, you know, because then I think just that sense of accomplishment really helps. And just to feel like your time is not lost, or your time is not blurring into one grey blob, and what even is a new day, what day is it? Just that sense of, okay, this is start, this is end. And then you get a bit of structure around your meal times, so that those could be like your checkpoints in the day. Maybe those are your break times. You go and like move your body again. Exercise just so helps managing the stress and anxiety. Of course, everyone's different and everyone has different tools for that, but big advocate of that. One thing that I felt myself slipping into was feeling as though I should have started some of that routine if I added or tweaked it or something like that on like day 5. I'm like, oh, I should have done that from day 1. No, Like, let's go back to the fact that we're doing this, full stop. That is the main goal here. So this is the quote that relates to that. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and you can change the ending. So take each day as it comes, make your adjustments, but don't beat yourself up about things that you didn't do in the beginning, because the main goal is that we do this 14 days and we protect the community, right? And lastly, let's talk about, I think this is more than 2 points, I'm so sorry. So personally, my personal experience, I didn't really think about it coming in here because my mind's just been so logistics planning. Okay, yeah, book my time that I arrive. You're getting yourself there, because it's stressful right now to get yourself home. I didn't really think about it. Day 2 came around, yeah, cool, we're doing testing tomorrow. And then it sort of hit me in the evening, but more so on the morning of day 3. I was like, oh, what if I tested positive? Like, I hadn't considered that outcome. I just had been so I don't know, logistical and how is this going to happen? I hadn't considered what happens in that instance. And of course, there's a whole structure and a whole process around that to make sure that you are okay and ensure your health. But that the wave of anxiety that came over me was a bit intense, and it was until the lead up until the point where I got tested. And then after I got tested, I felt a bit relieved, which is a bit weird because I still didn't have the result. But I think it was just considering a bit more about the situation, like the bigger picture. It's one of those things where time will bring that to you, and it will be okay, which sometimes I know it will be okay is a really annoying expression. Again, acknowledge the emotion, and maybe you'll be the other way around. Maybe you'll feel more anxious after you've done the test and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for the results. Where are the results? Just that peace of mind that you are okay and things are okay. Again, pressure cooker situation. Again, use the resources that are at hand. Talk to someone. Oh, this is another one. You have to keep 2 meters away from people. You can still wave from 2 meters away. You can still say hello from 2 meters away. You can still smile under your mask and people can tell you're smiling. You see someone in the hallway that you've seen a couple of times. Maybe it's more of an acknowledgement, like, I know who you are. I saw you. I think people understand, it's fine. Like, everyone understands you're in the same environment. They understand that it might be a little bit awkward. Call a friend or family member or just message them and say, look, I don't really want to talk about it. I'm just feeling a bit iffy today because I'm waiting for my results, or we're getting tested tomorrow. It's just nice to have that reassurance, I think. And again, even if just me saying that, I hope that might help someone, because you might think, oh my gosh, I'm being a drama queen, or I'm really inflating this, I'm sure it's fine. But nah, I reckon a lot of people have that emotion and feel like, oh my gosh, what if? Lastly, I just want to say, the people who run these facilities, the staff here, everyone involved in this process, thank you so much. There's been so many things where I've stopped and thought, that wasn't necessary. This could have been a very black and white situation, process, day 1, 2, 3, 4. But everyone involved that I have encountered have made it such a special experience. They've gone above and beyond. They've done things that they didn't need to do, especially over Christmas and New Year's, to make people feel okay, make people feel welcome, make people feel like it's okay, there's no stupid questions, talk to us whenever, call us whenever, come and see us whenever. So a massive thank you to everyone involved in this and everyone who established the managed isolation process. It is incredible. Yeah, hats off, because it has been so smooth, and the testing and everything like that, very clear, very easy to follow. As someone who was going through that bout of oh my gosh, when I got the results, the person who gave it to me was very understanding and very kind, and that sort of compassion and consideration isn't I wouldn't say it's a requirement. I think it's people who are involved with this, they're just going above and beyond to really make people feel at home. So thank you. And to those of you currently going through it, good luck. Keep talking, keep acknowledging, make yourself a little daily routine, move your body, get the blood flowing, and welcome home. Bye.